This message comes from Data IQ. AI is everywhere, but companies struggle to prove results. For that, they need people, orchestration, and governance working as one. Data IQ is the platform for AI success, built to bring it all together. Visit dataiku.com/NPR.
Hey, Parker here. Just letting you know that Code Switch drops on Tuesdays and Fridays now. Right now. All right? On to the show. Hey everyone, you're listening to Code Switch from NPR. I'm B.A. Parker, and y'all are in for a treat. So earlier this spring, Gene and I were invited as guests for a live recording of a podcast that we absolutely love called Our Ancestors Were Messy, a show that dives into the fun and off-kilter crevices of Black history. You might remember when its host and friend of the pod, Nichole Hill, came on Code Switch and had me found in love through Black newspapers from the 1930s. I think fondly of my Aries widower with his 6-bedroom farmhouse. Now, Nichole has Gene, myself, and a live audience at Howard University front and center on a windy journey through the antebellum South to parts unknown. Take a listen.
The Secret Adventures of Black People presents Our Ancestors Were Messy. A band of war-weary vets embark on a quest to find the promised land. Along the way, they'll face obstacles that pit them against the elements, the unemployed, and each other. This episode stars co-hosts of NPR's Code Switch, B.A. Parker and Gene Demby. And your host, Nichole Hill. Live from the Moreland Spingarn Research Center in Washington, D.C., this is Our Ancestors Were Messy, a show about our ancestors and all their drama.
So typically I tell stories from 1865 to 1955. However, today, I'm doing something a little different.
Oh, let's go.
Because it's America's semi-quincentennial, which is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Say the word again.
Semi-quincentennial.
All right.
I know.
It's an important and real word. And I have a feeling that this current regime might not celebrate Black folks.
What makes you say that?
I don't know why I think that, but we were there, if you can believe it. We were there even before. But I don't think they're going to talk about it.
Absolutely not.
So I was like, let's talk about it here today. So I'm going to be telling a story from the revolutionary era of America, the colonial revolutionary, that whole period.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about today. This is pre-newspapers, but not pre-mess. Don't worry. It will be in here.
Like Crispus Attucks mess?
Does he have mess?
I don't know. I mean, he was the first one to die in the war, wasn't he?
He was. I'm not going to be talking about stuff like that.
All right.
It's going to be different. It's going to be different from that. You'll notice that you all have bells. Yes.
Oh, word?
So, yeah. Oh, you don't have bells. Do you want some? Don't worry about it because...
We doing Foley?
Yes, we are. Yes,
Okay,
we are.
let's go.
So what we're going to be doing is there's going to be decisions that have to be made. You all will make some decisions, and all of you are going to be making some decisions. And you'll
Make good decisions, though.
Huh?
Make good decisions.
Make good choices. And so you'll ring your bells to let us know. And you'll learn more as we go. Now we begin. Hello, you two.
Cool.
Well, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
To get us ready for today's story.
Okay.
How has the Black church influenced your identity as a Black American, if at all?
Oh, my God. So
You're Catholic, right?
I'm super Catholic, but I'm Black Catholic, which is a very specific
I didn't know that was a
kind
thing.
of Catholic. Okay. I mean, it's crazy because people don't get it. It's like there's gospel music and genuflection and communion, and all the people in my church were Black. All of our priests were Black. Wow. So it was a very Black liturgy, but you know, all the Catholic stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I didn't get the first time I went to a Baptist church. If you're a Catholic, you know that Mass is 55 minutes. And that's if the priest is going long, if he's like rambling. So the first time I went to a Baptist church and I saw at the bottom of the little program, an asterisk that said, this is scheduled to subject to change the discretion of the Holy Ghost. I was like, what does this mean? We got there at 10 a.m. The Eagles game started at 1. I
you
missed
missed
the
half of that.
entire game. We were there for 4 hours. I was like, what is this?
That's just
It
That's
was
called
standard.
commitment.
No, listen.
That's just
that was
standard.
too much. It was too much.
You
He
said
was doing
never
a running
again.
man. I was like, dog, this is too much. The praise and worship was longer than mass.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I enjoy the vibes. I grew up Baptist.
The
Calm
endurance,
down.
You know.
the electrolytes.
A big time. My mom is still a big part of like the home church.
Okay.
Like my deacon sends me a very nice Easter card in New York. It's really nice. My mom tricked me into giving a sermon last year.
Wait, you did a sermon?
wow.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was a sermon. I was supposed to give a speech, and then I looked and I realized I was the only person speaking that day. And they were like,
That's
"You
the
sit
sermon.
here," and it was like the preacher's chair.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Oh, I feel like I've been tricked."
Did you get into the?
No, because I have sense. I don't have. That's not my
your
ministry.
speech. That's not your ministry.
That's not my ministry.
Okay, so we experience the Black church has been a part of your
What about you?
experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whenever people turn these questions
I'm sorry,
around
we
on
are
me,
folks.
I'm
We gotta-
like,
you know what
what
I'm
are we doing right
Journalists
now?
at the
Absolutely.
table.
I grew up super Pentecostal.
oh.
So we're talking.
She wearing pants or somebody say something.
That's a whole
the
different
pants were a
vibe.
problem.
Oh
That's
my
true,
God.
but we're, so it's a lot of, if you don't know, a lot of speaking in tongues, church all day. I was like 4 hours. That's so cute.
Like, oh.
You're cute.
Light work.
But I will say, and Ronald can back me up on this, because I grew up every Sunday was a full concert, it's like you learn what it is to be an orator. You learn
Yeah.
what it is to move a crowd. Because every single Sunday, that's just what you do
That's
for
what you do.
12 hours. So
That's what you do now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. No, I mean, not 12, like 6. Okay, what kind of Black are each of you?
What you mean?
What kind of Black are you? When you wait, do you have an answer?
Wait, what is
You
your
do?
answer?
Go ahead.
I would say that I'm a reluctant Huxtable.
Oh.
My family is I come from a working class family. I'm not working class anymore. Is the moving into the Black upper middle class has been a very vertiginous experience. It's something I'm trying to like make sense of all the time. It's like very essential to my politics. But all the time I'm like these Huxtables. My home Leah said this other day. My editor was like, Gene, you're a Huxtable. I was
Yeah,
like,
my guy. Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the word I live in now.
A reluctant
A reluctant
Huxtable.
Huxtable, yeah.
Oh, if we're using those terms, I'm like a Sinclair. Like
Please explain.
from Living
Those who don't
Single.
know.
Like I grew up. I grew up an only child, but I was always raised. Grew up around a bunch of elderly people and their siblings. So I come off like Black Amish.
Black Amish.
Black Amish.
And then my mom is offended by that somehow. but yeah.
So
like,
Parker, you was one of them kids on the playground. I'm like, you ain't got the sense God gave, but and like,
a little bit. I talk like an angry Southern baby.
Angry Southern baby. A Black Amish. What?
Like I sounded like someone's grandma when I was like 5.
Oh, yes.
So I have that going for me. My best friend when I was a kid used to call me Nana. Like that was her nickname for me.
Okay.
So like that.
Okay, so Sinclair, Black Amish. What do you say, a Black Southern baby?
Black Southern baby.
That is the first on the show. We have not had anybody explain their Blackness that way, and I love it. All right. Thank you all so much. These questions will factor in to how you experience the story.
Okay.
Let's begin.
do it.
It's 1775, and we're in Philly.
Let's go.
Yeah. We're in the home of one of the most famous Americans in the world, Benjamin Franklin. In the living room, behind closed doors, this is in the movie, Benjamin is fighting with his beloved only son, William Franklin. And here's why. At the moment, there are around 2 million largely European migrants living in the 13 colonies. Native Americans would call them illegals. They're pretty diverse, different languages and religions and cultures, but you can divide everyone up this way. A third, Benjamin Franklin included, are like, we're done with the British, we're called patriots, and we want to do the American Revolution. Another third are like, we hate politics, leave us out of this. They're not getting involved. And then the final third, including William Franklin, the son, are like, we need to stick with the British. We're called loyalists, and we're going to stop this American insurrection. In the movie, Benjamin Franklin is yelling at his son. He's saying, "You're going to be a loyalist slave to the British?" Mm-hmm. Calling people slaves for siding with the British is like a thing that the Patriots love to do. Even though.
Worry about the slaves now?
Cognitive dissonance. There's like a thing in anthropology where you can understand a culture by their cognitive dissonance. So this is part of that. So that's what he's like, "You're going to be a little slave? I can't believe you." And William says, "Dad, why are you going against our king? And over what, the Boston Massacre? That wasn't even a massacre. That's fake news." These two will go on to fight on opposite sides of the war. Afterwards, despite William's attempts at reconciliation, Benjamin Franklin will die having never forgiven his son for siding with the British. America was a house divided from the very start. But this is not a story about the Franklins.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a different show.
Wait a second.
in the movie, listening to this fight just outside the living room are Joseph, Jemima, Peter King, Othello George, and Bob. These are all the people that Benjamin Franklin enslaved in his lifetime.
Well, okay.
They turn to each other and they say the thing that has to be on the minds of the 500,000 enslaved black people across the 13 colonies. Whose side of this are we on? This is the story of our ancestors' revolutionary quest for a promised land.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go, Act 1. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna make a bunch of decisions.
Okay.
And when it's decision time, you're gonna see this board. And I'm gonna ask the two of you, what would you do? And I'm gonna ask all of y'all, what would you do? And we're gonna go from there. And there's no pressure. People often say they feel stressed at this part. Don't feel stressed.
Well, now people
You're
are looking
safe.
at us.
Huh?
People are looking at us when we decide.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fine because you can consult each other.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll make good choices. Here we go.
Will we though?
You will. All right, so here we go. It's still the colonial era, and now we are in Essex County, Virginia, with our ancestor, whose name is David George. Every historical account I've read about him describes him as charming and charismatic and a survivor. You will need to cast him later, so just keep that in mind. You don't have to pick now. There'll be a point where I ask, but yeah, just keep it in the back of your head. It can be anybody living, dead, it doesn't matter, but think about it. I won't have a picture for you because people did not take pictures of, enslaved.
Valid, yeah.
Okay, he'd been born enslaved to a sadistic person that we're going to call the cruel man. David sees this man torture his family, and he's terrified that he is next, so he runs. But for our ancestors, running was only the beginning, because people that traffic in humans don't just let them go. They own businesses where labor is free. And if you build a whole country with free labor, it'll be competitive on the global market in no time. So industries evolve to keep enslaved people enslaved. After David runs, the cruel man chases him across Virginia. He's bought and sold a few times by other people, always with the cruel man on his heels. Eventually, he's sold to someone down in Silver Bluff, South Carolina, and he escapes the cruel man for good. On this new plantation, things are a little bit calmer. He meets and marries a very resilient-sounding woman named Phyllis, and they have a baby. Okay, based on what you've heard so far, who would you cast to be David, and who would you like to see be his Phyllis?
Okay, so I don't want to say because of Django, but you said charming, survivor,
Charismatic,
charismatic.
yeah.
As Jamie Foxx is like a font of charisma, like when you and a person who can, you know what I'm saying, who talks about everything. That's what I was thinking. Oh wait, who are you thinking?
Oh, I was thinking like, yeah, Abdul Mateen.
I mean, the reason she was thinking about him.
I'm biased.
She's always thinking about him. To be clear.
So that's if I could, let me have that one. You can have the
Phyllis. Oh,
all right,
okay. So we got a bell. So it's Yaya.
That's a Yaya.
Yeah.
All right, so just look at the population.
I know.
Of
Yeah,
the
she
room.
plays an audience. She knows who's here.
Okay, but you can pick the woman.
Okay,
Oh,
you cast Phyllis. She's resilient. They unfortunately don't give us a lot of information about Phyllis, but she is definitely resilient.
Do you know any Brazilian people?
You said not
They
Brazilian.
say Brazilian.
No, she said resilient.
Not Brazilian.
Not Brazilian.
Truth be told, I have tinnitus. I'm working
Okay,
it out.
resilient.
Oh man.
And who would we want to see next to Yaya playing his wife? They're about to go on a whole journey.
Ooh.
Y'all muttering. Hold on. Can I?
Oh, do you have ideas?
Wait, who y'all said?
But see, Regina King should be in everything. That's the thing. She should be in everything.
They were
That's
in
a cheat
Watchmen
code.
together. It already works.
So now we gotta do it.
So now we
There we go.
have to
The
do
bells
it.
have
The
been
bells
rung.
have
The bells have rung. Okay.
spoken. Okay.
I feel
right.
like though Regina King is like such a value add to everything. She
It's
just, you should
true.
put her in everything.
But now it's done.
Okay, so Regina
It's done.
King and
Yeah,
Yaya.
Yeah. So
David-
that's who we're picturing. That's what we're imagining.
David is David is Yaya.
Yes.
David is Yaya.
And Regina King is
It's
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right.
I'm locked in.
Lock in.
Here we go. So they have a child.
Okay.
And the situation seems calmer. This enslaver isn't as violent, but David falls into what sounds like a depression. Today, we would point to the family separation, the escapes, the captures, knowing his child has been born enslaved. But at the time, he doesn't know what's wrong with him. They're obviously not thinking too much about their mental health. One day he's like in the woods and he runs into a guy. We've all had this experience. The dude is like, do you know our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? And he's like, no, not really. And the guy's like, well, if you don't get to know him, you're going to burn in hell forever. And so he's kind of like, oh, okay. For him, that works. Sometimes that works.
Yes.
So he starts thinking about Christianity.
Okay.
And he
All right.
starts praying. And at first, nothing happens. But then eventually, he keeps at it. And he says that he hears God say, I will send you deliverance.
Okay.
Yeah. Could this maybe be a sign that he should run again? He has run before. It's time for major decision number 1. Here we go. Imagine that you are in his shoes. You tried to escape slavery a few times. It had not worked out for you before, but you are miserable and you believe you've been told that deliverance is coming. The other thing to keep in mind, you do have a partner and a child.
That was the first time I was thinking.
And imagine
First
the
one.
child is like under 5. Would you run again or would you try to find some peace in slavery?
Oh my God.
You're a parent.
Here's the thing you have to consider.
I am not a parent.
Yeah, and they're in South Carolina, yeah.
South Carolina. Okay. They got away with it once.
Yeah, what would you do? No, okay, so the two of you don't think about anything else. Think about imagine somebody you love. They need to come with you. What would you do?
Man, leaving my son is 4. My son, oh my God, that would destroy me. Dog, I don't know. I honestly do not know how to answer this question.
I would like to think that I'm the person who runs, but I want to be. I don't know. Look at the current state we're in.
And this is not a split the baby situation. You can't take your wife and your child cannot come with you.
I mean, you could ask them to try to run. She just had a baby and the baby is a baby. But it's like, what would you do?
It's a leap of faith. As a Baptist, we believe in a leap of faith.
All right, so what's your choice going to be?
This is collective?
No. You can decide separately.
Then I'm leaving, and I
All
don't know
right.
what you're doing, Gene.
All right, so Parker is running. Gene?
I'm going to say stay just because I want to see where the story goes, but I don't know if that's the right answer.
No,
I'm sorry.
there's no right
Okay.
answer.
Terrible, choose your
This is
own
I
terrible.
know.
Oh my
There's
God.
no right answer.
Okay.
Because he's going to die.
It's
if he
truly
stays.
whatever you would do in his shoes. Right now, he's just like, I am so miserable. What do I do? You've decided you're out.
I'm out.
And Gene, final decision?
I'll stay.
You're staying.
Yeah.
All right. If you are running, let's hear it. All right. And if you're going to stay,
Yeah.
it's real.
like half and
of
half,
course.
yeah.
So, David George stays.
Okay.
That's fair.
But he's miserable. He keeps trying prayer, and he's still keeping an eye on the horizon for this deliverance that God said that he would send. And the praying and the hoping does start to make him feel a little bit better. Then a Black Baptist pastor named Brother Lyle stops by the plantation.
All right now.
During colonial era, Baptists and Methodists were welcoming to converts from laboring classes across race, but in different ways. Can't get into that more right now. Just keep it in mind.
Okay.
Anyway, Brother Lyle is preaching, and he's like, you guys, God said, come unto me, all ye that labor, and I will give you rest. And David George is like, oh my God, God likes laborers? That's incredible. He learns to read. He starts scrolling through the Bible.
Okay.
He's like. He's into all of it. Him and Phyllis get baptized, and then they join Brother Lyle's congregation. So they offer him a position as a pastor because people just like him. So like, do you want to be our pastor? And he is like, pass. Because he feels like he's unfit. But eventually he says, okay. And he gets their enslaver to give them a barn for their services. They name it Silver Bluff Baptist, and it becomes one of the first black churches in America.
Whoa.
If you Google it, they'll say they're the first. I wish I could call them that, but like technically, it's complicated.
Of course, always.
But they're one of the first, like first or second, like official in a building, recognized by white people. Under David, Silver Bluff Baptist grows from 8 to 30 members.
Whoa.
His congregation is made up of our ancestors, fellow captives. They're all likely to have experienced violent assaults and to have witnessed their loved ones being violently assaulted. But I imagine that at Silver Bluff Baptist, they get to enjoy, at least for a little while, a sense of safety. Everybody say safety.
Safety.
Ooh, you sound so good. In that safety, they'll teach each other Bible stories. Historians note that black folks across colonies seem to love one story in particular. It's their I want to dance with somebody, they're living on a prayer, their return of the Mac. It's the Exodus tale of how God sided with enslaved laborers over wealthy pharaohs and eventually sent deliverance, everybody say deliverance,
Deliverance.
in the form of Moses, who parted the seas and led them into the promised land. So in my movie, David is preaching, he's tearing it up, everybody's going crazy, very Pentecostal, tongues and stuff, even though they're Baptist, it's my movie. And then the congregation together will sing one of our people's most powerful hymns. Okay, so the song was Kirk Franklin's Revolution. I can't play it now for licensing reasons, but you should go listen to the chorus and then laugh, 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 and then come right back. Okay, and then the American Revolution arrives in Silver Bluff. In 1779, they hear that the Redcoats are coming. And David George's enslaver, he just runs away. He leaves everybody. He's like, I'm out. They're like, oh my God, okay. And now our ancestors and all of you have some more decisions to make. Okay, so black folks are meant to be in this information blackout at this point in time. Enslavers worry that all the talk of all men being created equal will give them ideas. But there are all kinds of whisper networks across plantations. For example, black folks who were forced to deliver the mail, these are like the number one information takers. They like drop off the mail to the white folks, and then you go to all the black folks and you're like, here's the word.
Come on, man.
So this is what's been going on, and maybe that's how everybody heard what was happening in Virginia. In 1775, Lord Dunmore, governor of Virginia, was like, okay, enslaved people, I proclaim that if you fight for the British, you'll be free. A guy named Harry Washington from a plantation called Mount Vernon was like, bet. So he tried to escape this plantation before, but his enslaver, George Washington, had hunted him down and dragged him back. But then word gets out about Lord Dunmore's Emancipation Proclamation, and Harry escapes for good. He dons a red coat, he fights for the British. There was also this other guy that everybody calls Colonel Ty. He escaped slavery in New Jersey and joined the British, where he got command of a guerrilla unit specializing in raids, ambushes, and assassinations. The papers say that men like him serve in uniforms with "Liberty to the slaves" written across their chests. Now, maybe you're wondering how anyone knows that the British will actually free them after the war, like they said that they would. Like, why would our ancestors believe in them? And the answer is because the British promised. It's time for major decision number 2.
Oh, come on now.
Who is going?
Come on, man.
Are you going to fight for the British loyalists, or are you going to fight for the American patriots?
So,
But the promise of fighting for the British
is that they will free you. The Americans have promised no such thing.
I mean, this is easy now. Knowing what you know then, this is the easy choice.
Okay, what's it going to be?
You fight with the British.
Fight for the British.
Knowing what you know then.
Oh,
right.
That's a resounding bell.
That's a resounding. Okay, what about you, Parker? What are you going to do?
Oh, promise of being free? Yeah.
You're going with the
what
British.
is
Go with the British.
What is the pro-American argument in this case?
I mean, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, is
You
anybody...
can work some more for free.
Right.
Is anybody, and there's no judgment, this is a safe space, is anybody fighting, is going to stay with the
Some
Americans?
judgment.
No, no, there's not. Is anybody going to go with the Americans? Okay,
Word?
yeah.
Whoa, hot take, hot take.
Exactly. Listen, sometimes that's how it is.
All right.
All right.
Oh man, we can't.
We can't get into it right now from the
I have
stage.
so many questions,
Afterwards.
sis.
Afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, 5,000 to 8,000 enslaved and free black people fought for the Americans. An estimated 15,000 to 20,000 black people fought for the British, including the members of Silver Bluff Baptist Church. So David George, all of them, they're fighting for the British now. So we're all together.
All right.
The thousands of black folks who fought for the Americans.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about what their logic was? Like,
Okay, so some of them have to do it. They're
Yes.
get enslaved and they
Right,
have to.
that's
But
it.
some of them really do believe in the American cause and they feel like, okay, I want to support this. And they're hoping that they will be free afterwards.
because the language of freedom is in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know. I mean,
Some of them they did valiant things.
no.
I don't know that much about them. It's not a story about them.
For sure.
Okay. So they are stationed outside of Savannah, Georgia. This is David George and Silver Bluff Baptist. They're outside of Savannah, Georgia with the British. And when they're there, they run into Brother Lau. This is of the God Digs Laborers message. They're also happy to see each other. I like to imagine some of America's first two black pastors and their congregations just sticking really close together as they navigate the horrors of war. They're keeping each other encouraged. But then in 1781, the British surrender at Yorktown and they all learn they'd picked the losing side.
Yay.
You knew it. You knew how,
Saw Hamilton. We know how it goes.
you saw Hamilton, yeah. America and Britain meet up to negotiate their divorce. George Washington is like, I want all of my property back, including Harry Washington and all those black loyalists. Give them back to me. Sir Guy Carleton, the lead negotiator for the British, is like, well, actually, the black loyalists are technically free because we promised them already. Once they came over, once you got to their lines, you were free. You just had to fight for them. So they're like, there's nothing I can do. I can't re-enslave them because they're free now. So they say that it's about honor, but the British know how crucial slavery is to the country's economic model. And so they also just want them to lose, you know? George and Guy fight and fight, but eventually Sir Guy Carleton agrees to a compromise. He's like, okay, so listen, I'm gonna take a bunch of loyalists, including the black ones, up to Nova Scotia, which is the nearest British colony that hasn't betrayed us. We're gonna tally up their value, and then we're gonna send you a check. George Washington is like, I know that you're not gonna pay us for them. And Guy Carleton is like, GW, I promise. So word goes out to the black loyalists that if they can make it to New York City, find the right location, get their name in a ledger called the Book of Negroes, collect a certificate of freedom proving their military service, make it onto a ship, they can stay free.
So
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. David George, Phyllis, and Silver Bluff Baptist are back in South Carolina when this plan is announced. So I'm sure everyone's stressed, but then our charismatic survivor gets word. Somebody's like, actually, David, there's a boat that will take you from South Carolina to Nova Scotia from here, but you got to move.
Okay.
So you got the hookup. In the movie, David and Phyllis tell everybody to get ready to leave for Nova Scotia right now. At this point, this is like going to another state. It's another one of the colonies. So they're not like, oh my God, Nova Scotia. It's just like, oh, okay, a 14th colony, whatever. Okay. So that's what they're doing. Get ready, is what he's saying. And then him and Phyllis, they're back in their tents. They're packing. They're getting ready to go. Then they get like a little tap, tap, tap on the door. It's Brother Lau and some of the folks from Silver Bluff Baptist. And they say, Brother David, we're not going to Nova Scotia.
Sorry for them.
Brother Lau found a ship that will take him and his people to Jamaica.
Because I was like the weather thing in Nova Scotia. You know what I'm saying? It's cold up there. I was like, hey, bro, I can be free, bro.
Every black person I tell this story is like, it sounds so cold.
It's so cold.
Look, having just gotten back from Alaska on Monday, let me tell you, Jamaica is sounding
let's go.
right now.
So for them at this time, Jamaica is also just another state. It's another colony. It's a slave colony.
So
they
that
know
was-
that.
There you go.
They know that, but maybe he's from there. Maybe their people are from there. We don't know why, but this is where they prefer to go.
All right.
And then the Silver Bluff Baptist congregation has decided to go back to South Carolina. This is the home that they know. In the movie, everyone will say, Brother David, Sister Phyllis, Nova Scotia, how do y'all know that the British aren't tricking you? How do you know they won't just re-enslave you? And David will say, because the British promised. It's time for major decision number 3.
Well, it sounds silly when you say it.
So the choices
Are you going to go to Nova Scotia without any of your friends, or are you going to stay in America?
So the choices are Nova Scotia, which is cold,
Which is cold,
but
yes.
you would be free.
But you'll be
Yes.
free. They promised that you'll be free.
I mean, freedom, but
Yeah.
You're going to Nova Scotia without all your friends?
Nova Scotia.
You're going? Okay.
eat some lobster. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, come on.
It's
Wait,
decided.
But wait, but the folks are staying in.
They're staying in
Yes.
America.
They're
They're going to
staying
go back to South Carolina to Silver Bluff Baptist Church.
I mean, peace be to the journey. I mean, good for them.
Those are all your people, though.
These are all
your
your
people.
people.
all your
It's just going to
people.
be you and your wife and your kids are getting ready to get on this boat, and then they tell you, we're all going, we're not going to go to Nova Scotia. We're done trusting the British. We're going back to what we know.
Wait, what's happening over there? You're out?
Yeah,
You're out.
So she's out.
Okay, who is going to stay in America? That's real? And who is going to
She is
Nova
consistent.
Scotia? Everybody's
in Nova Scotia.
okay. All right, so y'all, your final
none of y'all
decision?
go to Jamaica?
No, Jamaica's not
Oh,
out.
Jamaica's okay.
No,
I was just-
no.
I was like,
Don't
I
think
was
about
surprised
Jamaica.
how definitive it was.
No,
Like,
no,
wait a
no,
second.
just America
Have
and
y'all
Nova
ever had
Scotia.
some?
Like, didn't Harriet Tubman go to Canada?
She did.
She did. Yeah.
But she did she go to Nova Scotia?
To me, it is just blank
It's all
coldness.
Canada.
It is all.
It's rocky, it's islands. I don't know.
All right, Nova Scotia. Okay.
I feel like we are not
members-
going to
I
get
feel like she's about to say
the
drop a
story
bomb.
that we won here.
Surprise, Nova Scotia.
When the members of Silver Bluff Baptist return to South Carolina, they are likely re-enslaved, but they keep Silver Bluff Baptist going, and it is still in operation today.
Are you serious?
I am. Yeah. I was like, look at Missionary Morgan up there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
With the
That
crown on.
hat
Yes.
is everything.
Yes. That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Oh my God.
Yes, they keep it going. When Brother Lau makes it to Jamaica, he becomes an indentured servant. Eventually, he's free, and he opens Baptist churches across the island that teach countless black children and adults to read at great personal risk. They call him, the estimates, I couldn't include them in here because they're so wild. They're like, he taught 10,000 people to read. I was like, well, not were there 10,000 people on the island? But he
Exactly
taught
right.
a lot of people. That was sort of his claim to fame.
Wow.
After the American Revolution, 20,000 loyalists choose to relocate to Nova Scotia. This is black and white, making them the first Americans to say, this government is crazy, I'm moving to Canada. But it's not called Canada yet.
This is not an original story.
Exactly, it never is. It's not called Canada yet, though. This includes Phyllis and their kids, David George. They are among that number. They're all going.
Oh, wow.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Yes. In the movie, we're going to see Sir Guy Carleton on the docks in New York City. His General Birch approaches him and hands him what's called the Book of Negroes. It contains the names and escape stories of 3,000 black loyalists.
Oh, my God.
Birch will say, sir, I've totaled the value of all the black loyalists in this ledger so that you can pay George Washington back like you promised. At this, Carleton will laugh, and he'll say, imagine paying reparations for slavery. I'm not doing that. He'll toss the book aside and say, I'm sure the Americans will let it go. Everybody say, let it go.
Let it go. You've got to say, turn to your neighbor.
Yes, it's turn to
Oh,
you,
I'm
man.
so sorry. Turn to your neighbor and say, let it go.
Let it go.
I will let it go. I will.
That's coming from the black Catholic.
At that Baptist service, that was 9 years
The
old.
one, the one
There you
thing.
This message comes from Rosetta Stone, offering an alternative approach to language learning. The app guides users to intuitively think in a second language using images and contextual audio, mimicking how people acquire speech as children. The platform also includes advanced speech recognition technology that compares a learner's pronunciation directly with native speakers to refine accent precision. Learn more about their immersion method and the new Rosetta Stone Sapphire app at rosettastone.com. This message comes from BetterHelp. One of the hardest parts about starting therapy? Not knowing what to expect. Instead of listening to an ad, hear from the people who've actually been there. Visit betterhelp.com/reviews to explore real client reviews that are updated every day. With an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5, based on more than 1.7 million client session reviews, the feedback speaks for itself. Visit betterhelp.com/reviews.
This message comes from NPR sponsor Carvana. Carvana makes car buying easy, 100% online, prices down to the penny, delivered to your door. Why make car buying hard when it could be easy? Visit Carvana.com today. Terms may apply. This message comes from Wise, the smart way to manage your money around the world. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive money in over 40 currencies at the mid-market rate. Learn more at wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Okay, here we go, Act 2. So this is just a little fun fact, just to set the scene a little bit. When Canadian students meet the colonists aboard those ships leaving America, they do not meet them as traitors or as losers. They know them as the United Empire Loyalists, the principal genteel heroes of the American insurrection. These are the founding families of English-speaking Canada. They stood up for what they believed in despite the cost. They were classy and white, and rich and white, and educated and not poor, and triumphant and white.
Were they white?
Were they white? Yeah, were they white?
No, there were no black people. Don't even, we'd never heard of a book of Negroes. It's just white people. Okay, back to the archives. Here we go. It's the summer of 1783. 20,000 loyalists have begun arriving on a rocky little peninsula up by Maine called Nova Scotia. That's where it is, because I was like, people don't know where Nova Scotia is. It's over there. Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Man. It's New England.
It's New England, yes. They were called the 14th colony. They did try to get in on the American Revolution, but the founding fathers thought they were lame. It's a whole, I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this is.
That's crazy.
Okay, so it's the summer of 1783. The Loyalists have begun arriving in Nova Scotia. There's a large white population that's already there. That's mainly ex-Americans. The First Nations would call these people illegals. Everyone starts spreading out across the province, but 10,000 black and white people head to a town on the southern coast called Shelburne. Everybody says it's pretty empty. We don't know why. The Loyalist vets expect to arrive and receive a plot of land with rations waiting for them. The black Loyalists expect all that too, plus freedom. Turn to your neighbor and say freedom.
Freedom.
Now, when I'm researching, I will just read like a line. It'll say so-and-so ended up here or there. And I'm like, why? Like, I need so much more information, but it's just not in the archive. So I don't have to imagine and do all this research. So what I'm going to tell you is like a whole imagined scenario.
Absolutely.
To then explain this one line and maybe why it happened. Okay, so come with me on this journey. Okay. I mean, parts of it are real. This part's real. We know that David heads to Shelburne while Phyllis and the kids stay in Halifax, presumably until David finds work and housing for them. So the kids are up there with Phyllis. He's going down to Shelburne. So let's imagine all the boats docking. White folks start heading in the direction of Shelburne, but black folks head in the opposite direction, 4-ish miles and a river away. So we're picturing David looking around. He's confused. He's like, what's going on? Then he bumps into Harry Washington. And he's like, where are all the black people going? And Harry says, to the promised land, follow me. Oh. They head to a lush green community in the forest that the black loyalists name Birchtown. It's not the best spot in the province, right on the water and near a swamp, but it's run by the elite fighters that had served under the late, great Colonel Ty, who died valiantly in battle. These men are not city planners, but during the war, they'd specialized in raids, ambushes, and assassinations. Rumor has it that when they left America, they'd kept their guns. And maybe that is why 2,000 out of the 3,000 black loyalists choose to live in Birchtown.
The upper section.
Exactly.
Some real killers.
Exactly. Very Philly. The living in Birchtown is tough. The black loyalists get fewer rations and supplies because the science of the day says that they are less human. They get to talking to the Mi'kmaq indigenous people, though, and they learn that Shelburne and the surrounding areas were solid rock, totally unfarmable. The winters are brutal. That's why it was so empty. So they're like, oh my God, the British, like, what are we going to do? And the Mi'kmaq are like, don't worry. Okay, we're going to help you out. They agree to teach them some survival basics. They teach them how to build what are called pit homes, which are like you dig them into the ground and then you can build them with trees because they won't give them lumber and stuff. So they're like, we hook it up. They start having a couple babies. You know how it is. The Black loyalists organize work crews and safety patrols. And then I'm sure like the New England Blacks are like, okay, Southern Blacks, this is winter. It's coming, stuff like that.
Is that? I was making a Game of Thrones joke. Never mind.
So this is by no means a perfect scenario, but the Black loyalists of Birchtown are now the largest community of free Black people on the continent and likely the world outside of Africa.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So history has only really captured like how miserable it would have been there. But we'll do a little exercise here. If you had been enslaved and now you're free, you're David George, and your time is your own, what do you think you would do if you were in Birchtown? How would you spend your time?
I mean, you lobster fish. I mean, you're like, you know what I'm saying? You be fishing. You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever you want, right? I mean, anything you wanted. It's cold, but you could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, and they get there in the summertime. So what do you think you would do? You would go fishing.
Oh, fishing all the time.
Straight fishing.
Lobster every day, save less. Every day.
Wait, is capitalism being foisted upon them?
I mean, they have to work, but like after all the horrors and all of the stuff like that, what would you do with your time?
My leisure time?
Yeah. You have it for the first time ever.
That's right. He can read, right?
He can
Leisure
read.
time for the first time ever. That's bananas.
I'd find a book.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'd find a book.
And just read. I would go for the longest walks. I would just walk around. It would be so incredible. Because you can.
Because you can. You can't get in the water, though, because it's too cold. You know
It's too cold. But maybe some of them are down. My family's from Maine, and we have one Black cousin who will get in the water.
In the water? One Black cousin.
He'll do it. The one.
It's a wild description.
It's like a pool of bear
It's only
fun.
one. The rest of us won't. But in the summertime, it's okay.
It's okay.
You can do it.
For a couple minutes.
For like a couple minutes. Yeah. So maybe swimming, lobster,
Lobster every day.
fishing for lobster every day.
Mussels every day. Mussels
Reading,
every day.
walking. Okay, and unfortunately they don't capture what they did, but I would imagine it's something like that.
Do they, a lot of, well, I'm assuming, is that they set up a church? I mean, I imagine.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
let's get into that.
Okay, sorry.
The Black loyalists are super Christians.
Oh, there you go.
Religion is to them what the algorithm is to us. It is brought to them by people that you should not trust, very shady, and yet they engage, they like, they follow. This is the cognitive dissonance thing.
That's so funny.
It makes no sense, but everybody's still
It's like
into
pop
it.
the balloon, but it's like crazy.
Their influencers are the preachers, and the equivalent of their phones would be the Methodist Meeting House. They turn to it for everything. This is where their kids go to school, where people get married, and of course, where they have church. In my movie, Pastor David George heads to the Methodist Meeting House to meet with their lead pastor. So we'll see David in the sanctuary. He's waiting expectantly. And then maybe there'll be some like flashbacks of Silver Bluff Baptist, Revolution, Kirk Franklin, all of that. Suddenly, an old man begins making his way down the aisle with the help of a cane. He's blind. He says, "Brother David, I'm so pleased the Lord brought you here today, but you can tell he's not pleased." David George says, "Brother Moses, what a blessing," but you can tell it's kind of not. This is Moses Wilkinson, AKA Old Moses. He's a formerly enslaved minister from Virginia who'd managed to escape the British lines during the war and make it up to Nova Scotia. And the way that he preached the Exodus story is very legendary. People say he gets so into it that his congregants worry he'll have a heart attack. In the movie, David will be like, "I'm also very good at preaching that story. My congregants are also very worried about my heart when I preach it too." So then he's going to be like, "Hello, Pastor Moses. I think I am the perfect assistant pastor for you. And I also think that here in the Promised Land, Black and white people should be going to church together." Moses will be like, "Excuse me?" Interracial church is a colonial era Baptist belief. David is a Baptist, but Moses is a Methodist, and this is a Methodist meeting house. So yes, our ancestors have just survived slavery and a war and are now some of the freest Black people in the world, but Baptists and Methodists cannot just be going to church together. You know what I mean? This would be like a TikTok user and a Facebook user being like, let's be in community with one another. This is not going to work.
Some of them barbs, some of them are.
There it is, exactly. This is what it is.
Yeah.
So, So I picture old Moses telling David, your application for the ministry is denied. Ooh. This here is Methodist country, and mark my words, black and white people going to church together will only lead to trouble.
Oh, Moses.
It's time for major decision number 3, 4, 4.
Okay.
If you were David George, would you rather live in Birchtown with your people, but you cannot do the thing that you love, which is preach, or would you rather move to Shelburne, which is where all the white people are, but maybe you can do what you love there? How much would you sacrifice for a dream? If you would stay in Birchtown, let's hear it. I know you're shaking the baby too.
Oh, hey, baby.
Wait, where was the lake? Where was the
Okay,
water?
the majority of the room is staying in Birchtown. Gene, Parker, where are you going?
I'm staying in Birchtown.
You're staying in Birchtown?
I think I'm staying in Birchtown too.
You're staying in Birchtown?
Yeah.
All right. Let me tell you what happened.
What is David? David, I swear to God.
David.
Okay. So there's only one line in the archives.
This one gets that sentence?
All this is for this one sentence.
Okay.
Yeah. David George chooses to live in Shelburne.
Come on, man. He's like, I got a career to make. Man, come on, man.
He really likes preaching.
That is. He like preaching that much?
He likes it that much.
I mean,
This is so funny. You guys are very funny.
There's gonna be so much drag on his life, so much unnecessary, like.
we just got to happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's true.
it'd be one thing if it. No, come on, man. Come on. What is? What's my career?
You're creating new problems for yourself when you just got out of a massive.
Come on, Yaya.
It's true. It's true. All right, let me tell you about Shelburne.
Let's talk.
So our ancestor heads there and finds out that the British have prepared nothing. There is no infrastructure.
Come on.
There is no housing.
Who could have foreseen?
The man he's in charge of getting the water, you know,
Oh, yeah.
is a bureaucrat from Boston named Benjamin Marston. So the governor of Nova Scotia, he took that job as like more of a retirement gig. So he was like, Marston, I'm going to empower you to handle all of this.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And he's like, make sure that nothing goes wrong. I don't want any trouble. And then he goes off, he goes golfing or whatever. So Benjamin Marston, he's like, okay, I got it. I'm in charge of this. When he sees the white loyalists, who history will again remember as noble and white and brave and white and industrious and white, he is underwhelmed. Here's what he writes in his diary.
Oh.
This is for you.
Oh, can I read
Or
that?
one of you. It says what your name is.
Oh, okay. These poor people are like sheep without a shepherd. They have no men of abilities among them. Been there. I understand.
This is him talking about.
This is Benjamin Marston talking about the white loyalists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's underwhelmed. But he's like, okay, I'm going to do the best that I can. This is what I got. I got to do the best that I can with what I got. So I picture Marston showing up to work, and he is greeted by thousands of war-weary, unhoused ex-Americans. They're like, Marston, where's our land and our ration and our jobs? Also, we want income equality in this colony, but there better not be any racial equality.
Who could have foreseen?
And he wants to preach to these folks? All right.
Marston is like, okay, first of all, good morning. Next, I have 3 announcements. Number 1. We are going to give you your land, but it has to be assigned one at a time. So can y'all form like a 10,000 person line? Rich people to the front, obviously.
Oh, my God.
Announcement number 2. We were going to bring your food rations in by sea from Halifax, but then American pirates kept raiding our boats. So now we got to bring it in by land, and that is going to require us to build roads through just miles and miles and miles of forest. It's going to take a really long time. I hope you can diet or whatever. And then announcement number 3. When the black loyalists were enslaved, they were forced to be carpenters and construction workers and civil engineers. A lot of the white guys, they're just poor ex-farmers.
So this is not their skill set. So.
This is not their skill set. Yeah. They were like shoemakers and stuff. So, what?
I'm scared that they're about to do free labor.
No, well, here's it is. They're trying to build a metropolis. And so Marston is like, as you can imagine, all the business dudes of Shelburne have decided to give all the jobs to the black loyalists. And they're just going to pay them next to nothing. Please remember that this is not my fault. That's the end of the announcements. The white loyalists are furious. They're like, this sucks, Marston, and it's all your fault. And then they open a bunch of taverns and get wasted in them, which is why out-of-towners come to call them the dancing beggars of Shelburne.
Dancing beggars of Shelburne. So you got all these white people who don't have jobs.
No jobs.
Who don't want racial equality.
Don't want racial
Have
equality.
no skill set.
They're good farmers, but the land's unfarmable. Yeah, so this is the situation. David heads to the part of Shelburne where black people live, which has been creatively called Blacktown. I don't know who named it.
Wasn't even trying.
If black people named it that, then I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly,
if
right.
they didn't, then it sucks.
It's like that juice. What you mean by that?
So Blacktown is also all tense, and it sounds like here David George confronts the enormity of the choices that he has made. He's separated from his family. Food is scarce. The white loyalists have dreamt up what we will come to call Jim Crow laws, and they're forcing them on the Blacktown residents. Was this deliverance? I'm going to have you read what happens next.
All right. I began to sing the first night at a camp. Black people came from far and near to listen. I kept on every night in the week. Then I appointed a meeting for the first Lord's Day close by the river. A great number of white and black people came, and I was so overjoyed with having an opportunity once more to preach that I could not speak for tears.
So he's back in business. Then
My career.
he's back. Then a white guy gives him some land, and the community built him a Baptist meeting house. So now he's got his own. Black and white people start attending, and he starts baptizing folks left and right. Then the governor hears about David George. He shipped rations, granted more land, and Phyllis and the kids are sent from Halifax to finally reunite with him in Shelburne.
Okay.
David and Phyllis have homes constructed on their land for members of their congregation, and they appoint church elders. The pews sound full. David is like, we are so back. All right. It's summer, 1784. Our ancestors have been in Nova Scotia for about a year. So this has been the scenario for about a year. The British government has
They got through the winter.
After winter, they made it. Some of them did freeze, but a lot of them made it.
Okay.
Most of them made it. The British government has failed to live up to its promises for about a year. I guess the Loyalists could have united to hold their government accountable, but instead they turn on each other.
Of course.
Rich versus poor, Baptist versus Methodist, unemployed versus employed, so that's white versus black. And all the while, more and more Loyalists keep pouring into Shelburne. So this is like your classic powder keg situation.
These are white loyalists who come into the
These
Shelburne.
are white and black Loyalists.
Oh, okay.
Just keep coming. Yeah, because this is like the spot. People still haven't gotten word that you can get land here. It's just not good land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one day in July 1784, David George and his congregation meet up at the Baptist Meeting House. We're picturing excitement in the air because today is Baptism Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Sunday, but like the vibe is that it's like
Right.
singing and rejoicing, all white. You know how it is. Did y'all do? No? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you wear?
I went to church in Tins. Like, yeah, man, it's the same thing. That's it.
You could not have done that at a Pentecostal church. So we're imagining everybody heading on down to the river to witness people be reborn. Now, the gossip around Shelburne is that an out-of-town couple named Mr. and Mrs. Holmes have traveled to the city specifically to be baptized by the famed David George. Right. Mr. and Mrs. Holmes are white. That fact might be why a group of white loyalists, who are likely out of work and broke, also head on down to the river. Mm-hmm. So everybody's there.
Oh, boy.
I'm picturing the couple, David George, stepping into the water while Phyllis keeps one eye on them, the other eye on the white loyalists. The vibe is tense. David baptizes Mr. Holmes first, and everything goes fine. No reports of trouble.
Uh-oh.
Then Mrs. Holmes steps up. Can you read David's account of what happened next?
Mrs. Holmes' sister laid hold of her hair to keep her from going down into the water.
Okay, so this is what you have to picture. White women thrashing about in the river.
Oh.
Yeah, because one doesn't want the other to be baptized by a black man. This is probably what this is about. And so somebody calls the law. So maybe Benjamin Marston shows up. He's rolling his eyes. David says that they're all told, like, the lady says she wants to get baptized. Let her get baptized. So Mrs. Holmes is baptized, and then everyone leaves. David George will be asked to give an account of this event later in life, and here's what he says happens next. Y'all will go back and forth on this one.
Just like at work.
Several of the black people had houses upon my lot, but 40 or 50 disbanded soldiers came with the tackle of ships and turned my house and every one of their houses quite over. The meeting house they would have burned down had not the ringleader of the mob prevented it.
So these white loyalists have formed a mob, and they've destroyed David's home and the homes of those living on his land, but not the Baptist meeting house. And here's how David responds.
I continued preaching. They came one night and stood before the pulpit and swore how they would treat me if I preached again. I stayed and preached. The next day they came and beat me with sticks and drove me into the swamp.
After the mob chases David into the swamp, they spread out across Blacktown, looting, rioting, attaching ropes to homes and ripping them down, attacking any black loyalist in sight. Benjamin Marston writes about it in his diary.
Riot today. The disbanded soldiers have risen against the free Negroes to drive them out of town because they labor cheaper than they, the soldiers.
David George, Phyllis, and the kids escape with the rest of Blacktown to the one place they hope they'll be safe, 4-ish miles and a river away. Now, most of Black Nova Scotia is in Birchtown and likely bracing for attack. And here's what the mob would have known about their community. To get there, they would have to make it across a river, through a lush green forest and swamps, and undoubtedly all along the way, there would be black men waiting for them.
Bunch of killers. Yeah, let's go.
Men like Harry Washington, who'd escaped America's commander-in-chief and fought with the words "liberty for slaves" written across his chest. Men who'd served in Colonel Tye's elite guerrilla unit and specialized in raids, ambushes, and assassinations. And rumor has it that when the veterans of Birchtown left America, they'd kept their guns. The rioting continues for 10 days. The white loyalists carry out attacks against government officials, the wealthy, and each other. Blacktown is completely destroyed. But despite all that chaos, there are no accounts of any successful attacks on Birchtown. The continent's largest community of free black people survived the Shelburne race riots, which historians cite as Canada's first and one of the continent's earliest recorded race riots.
Golly.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
The collapse was, we know this obviously because we have the benefit of 300 years, but oh my God, that was inevitable, if not inevitable. Almost kind of like if it was going to go that way, the best case scenario, that David and his family found refuge and succor, and
Right.
it's also the white economic anxiety thing. It's like
Yes.
such a through line, right?
Yes,
You know?
it's huge.
There's such a naivete and hopefulness that comes from David that it never even occurred to him that something like this could even happen. He's like, yes, white lady, let me put you into the water. Everything's going to be all right.
We also got to remember that this is we know this now.
We know this
There's
now.
This is the first time that was happening. This is the first time that people are trying to negotiate what it means to be
Blackness
in interracial
within-
spaces in a post-slavery environment. We know this now, that this is how it goes.
Yeah.
That's not, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is because all of this is about this is bigger than us.
Yes, exactly.
This is
right.
in the Lord's name.
He's called to do this.
Yes, yeah.
All right, girl, I guess.
Okay. You're like, no, you should have known. I mean, maybe you should have known. I don't know. All right. So we're going to fast forward 8 years. So now it's 1792. When we meet back up with David, George, and Phyllis and the kids, they have left Birchtown. I imagine in a bit of a huff because if you've ever been to Black church, you have to picture him showing up to church after being in the center of the first recorded race riot, in Canada on the continent. So I'm like,
They're like, David.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, has the Lord told you to invite any other white people to church today?
I know Moses would have been salty.
Ooh, Moses is so mad. Oh my God. They're like, yeah, we protected everybody, but you shouldn't have. I told you. So we don't know. The archive doesn't say anything about that. But it says that David was able to preach house to house, but in the end, he and Phyllis left Birchtown because, Gene, can you read his words?
You couldn't breathe, I guess. My own color persecuted me. It be your own people.
So David becomes an itinerant preacher.
Oh, wow.
He's traveling from town to town, and his popularity just keeps growing. Everybody loves him. So let's picture him returning home from a preaching trip one day. He walks through his front door, and a man is standing there in front of the fire. Phyllis says, "David, we have a visitor. This is Thomas Peters." So in the movie, he's going to turn around really dramatically. He's going to say, "Hello, David George. I found a new, true promised land for our people, and I can get us there, but I need your help. It is time to make one final decision."
Oh.
Thomas Peters was he's rumored to be an African prince. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this the beginning of that too? He's the Hotep back in. We was kings.
This is what the issue. Because he is a descendant from a Yoruba tribe from like what will eventually become Nigeria. So he is a Nigerian prince who needs help getting back to his kingdom. I can't change that.
He's sending emails out like.
This is legitimate.
Yeah.
But this is before the internet. So
There's
none of email. Yeah.
There's no. It's
He
not
wasn't
an
a
email.
scam king.
He's just a guy who happens to be Nigerian who needs
happens to be a
help.
prince, who
Happens
actually
to be a
needs
prince.
money.
Happens to need
Yeah.
help getting back. But that's not his fault.
Oh, man.
Okay.
That's
I know. I'm
crazy.
always like,
That's
how do I tell this to black people without losing them completely? Okay. So Thomas Peters, he's rumored to be an African prince who was kidnapped and enslaved in Louisiana. He fought for the British. Now he's here in Nova Scotia. He'd been going from town to town looking for work and land, and in the process, he's gathering news from across Black Nova Scotia. He learns that even though the Loyalists were the labor force building the province, they were barely making enough money to survive. In the winter, they were freezing, sometimes to death. They're starving year-round, but their biggest issue is slavery. There were enslaved people in Nova Scotia before the Black Loyalists arrived. The white Loyalists did bring 2,000 enslaved people with them, and on top of that, their former enslavers from America were coming up to Nova Scotia and contesting their legal right to freedom. And they're winning in some cases.
Whoa.
And then some were just straight up kidnapping the Black Loyalists back into slavery. Our ancestors are being disappeared, and they're terrified and determined to stay free. So they hatch a plan, and they put Thomas Peters in charge of executing it. So here's what he does.
Okay.
He gets himself on a ship that's sailing to London. Not all black people know each other, but in this case, when he gets to London, he does run into some black people that he used to know back in America. You know how it is. And so they're like, "Oh my God, hey, like, what's everybody, how's it going?" He tells them everything. They're like, "Oh no, bruv," because they're turning British now.
Exactly. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Man's not hot.
Yeah. And so they're like, "We got you. We're going to help you out." They connect him with leaders of an abolitionist group called the Committee for the Relief of the Black Poor. This is a group of rich, well-meaning white people. So Thomas tells them everything, and they're like, "You know what? We think that black people might always face discrimination in majority white spaces. This is like a feeling that we have.
Good guess.
And so we're wondering if the best shot y'all have is to be in Africa where you'll be the majority." And we actually sent 600 black folks to a British colony called Sierra Leone to test this theory, but they all died. So somebody said it was because they needed like vaccines and a brokered peace with the native tribes whose land we stole. But we think that the problem was that they weren't Christian enough.
We almost got it.
Almost so close. We want to try the Sierra Leone thing again, but where are we going to find hundreds of super Christian black people who are looking to relocate right now? And Thomas Peters, he's going to like look at the camera and be like,
Say
"Is this
less."
real life?" Yeah. Oh, that's good. He'd be like, "Say less." Yeah, to the camera. So now he's back in Nova Scotia. And in the scene, he's going to be pitching David, George, and Phyllis on getting on one more boat and traveling to Africa. Everybody's so tired. Okay. He'll be like, "David, Phyllis, this time is going to be so different. The British government... The British government is going to give us land, rations, and freedom from slavery. It's going to be illegal there. Africa was the promised land all along. David, will you help me get our people on board?" And I can imagine Phyllis interjecting at this point with the question that obviously we all have, which is, how do we know that the British are going to keep any of these promises? And how do we know that they're not going to sell us back into slavery? And Thomas Peters will say, "Well, because they promised." It is time for your final major decision. You're David George. Are you getting on another boat to go to Africa, or are you staying in Nova Scotia? I'm going to ask the audience
Ask
first
the
before.
audience.
Yeah. Okay. Who is staying in Nova Scotia? You're tired. You're done. Okay.
Hey, man, no more boats.
Yeah, no more books
I'm all
for me.
voted out.
Who is going to Africa? We're hopeful. There's a few of us. Okay.
What is that? Would you say like half, like a 2/3, a third, half?
I think more people were staying in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 2/3 and a
I'm
third.
tired.
It's hot in Sierra Leone. It's hot.
Hot.
I can't
This is-
start again.
This is pre-vaccination, so you don't have any natural.
You don't have any
immunity.
natural immunity.
Immunities. You don't know. Look, you've already you don't know how you're going to be greeted when you get there.
That's true.
You don't know how it's going to go.
Don't speak the language. Like,
It's true.
There you go.
It's true. So what are you going to do?
I'm staying in Canada.
You're staying in Nova Scotia.
But I know that David and his beautiful Christian heart,
the Lord
like-
has called me.
colonialism told me to get on this boat.
But you're staying.
I'm staying.
All right, Gene,
Man, I'm saying too. That
you're staying.
another boat trip?
You're like done.
No.
All right. Okay.
And this is the boat trip. You're talking about weeks. It would have taken
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
It's gonna take several weeks. Yeah.
Across the North Atlantic down.
Yeah.
Down.
Rough tides, pirates.
Pirates. Okay. All
Pirates
right.
that could catch you and then take you back to
That's
America.
true.
And
That's
it's like,
true.
I mean, you want to
This
jump.
is too risky for not
It's too
enough
risky,
gain,
yeah.
not room for reward for me.
So we're staying in Canada. We're Canadians now.
Nicole.
All right. Let me tell you what happens. David, George, and Phyllis decide they're in.
Of
Of
course.
course.
David can't be nobody but David.
He's
David
a glutton
agrees.
for punishment.
David agrees to help with promo and logistics. They tell the church influencers. The influencers tell their followers. Everyone's liking. Everyone's subscribing. But then, according to David, this is for Parker.
The white people of Nova Scotia were very unwilling that we should go, though they had been very cruel to us and treated many of us as bad as though we had been slaves. They attempted to persuade us that if we went away, we should all be slaves again.
Wait.
Okay,
Do they
so
have that kind of power?
here's the thing.
need some
Without
circle
the
square.
skilled, cheap labor of the black loyalists,
Yeah.
It was unsustainable.
the wealthy landowners will lose their investments, towns will fail, they'll be bankrupt.
That's a personal problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
They
true.
can come up with some money though. I mean,
But they don't do that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Instead,
yeah.
they concoct elaborate bureaucratic roadblocks and spread conspiracy theories that everyone that goes on this voyage will be sailing back into slavery.
misinformation.
Nevertheless, 1,196 people board 15 ships and are out. Sounds like more would have gone if there'd been room. Here's a few words about their 1792 voyage from David George, founder of one of America's first black churches, survivor of one of the continent's earliest recorded race riots, and key organizers of one of the world's earliest and largest back to Africa expeditions. Here you go.
Our passage was 7 weeks stormy weather. There was great joy to see the land and the high mountain in the distance. Freetown, where we now live, appeared like a cloud to us. I preached the first Lord's Day, and it was a blessed time.
If you ended up at number 10, that's Africa. Can you ring your bells? Make some noise? All right. So you are Sierra Leonean, and here's your piece of the Black Loyalist legacy. The enslaved people of America turned Black Loyalists of Nova Scotia turned Nova Scotian settlers once they arrived in Sierra Leone were colonists. We honor them, but we can't ignore that fact. They end up having lots of beef with each other and with the Africans and with the British and each other, more church drama. But they figured out enough to make babies, and today their descendants are known as the Creole people of Sierra Leone, who count among their number Idris Elba and the late, great Chadwick Boseman. Could have been
Nicole,
you.
you are so good. Oh my God.
Thomas Peters has a golden statue in his honor, as he did end up being their Moses who led them out of Egypt. David George continued on as a preacher, community leader, and abolitionist activist. And even Harry Washington moved to Sierra Leone, where he ended up taking a revolutionary stand against British influence in their colony. Okay, who ended up at number 9? You're in Nova Scotia. Make some noise.
And you wanted us to be in Canada.
I messed up, y'all. I'm so sorry. It was right, David. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so after the mass exodus of Black loyalists, development in Shelburne stalls, and the town does eventually empty out. The Black loyalist settlements lost half of their community to the Sierra Leone expedition, but those that remain offer refuge to other African Americans on the continent, and the Black loyalist towns become some of the final stops on the Underground Railroad.
Let's go.
These are the last ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Care people.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, an estimated 50,000 enslaved people in America escaped to Canada via the Underground Railroad. But, like, it was a secret, so nobody really knows. And then whenever I've worked with a lot of Canadians on this story, and they're always like, can you not, like, make a whole thing of the Underground Railroad? I'm sure no one will have a reaction to that. Because, like, you're always talking about it, right? Like, about how, you know, the Black Canadians are descendants of American slavery. They escaped via the Underground Railroad. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, everybody knows that. Like, north to freedom. I was like, to Philly?
Yeah,
I thought,
exactly right. Really?
I'm like, Addie only went to
New York,
Philly,
exactly
so I don't
right.
know what you're talking.
1,000%.
But yeah, this is like a very kind of known thing in Canada. And I was like, I'm so sorry that I didn't know. America, it's not my fault.
That wasn't in our textbooks.
It wasn't in our textbooks. It's not our fault.
This is like when I'm always surprised that like Tamia and Deborah Cox are Canadian.
Are they?
Yes. Super Canadian.
Oh my God.
When I was a kid, I was like, wait, there are Black people in Canada? To me,
crazy.
to me, it's Canadian.
We're
There's
not
so many, and we're
Caribbean.
cousins, exactly, who are not Caribbeans,
not
but they're
Caribbean.
the people who are from Canada. There's like some, I can't quote the exact number, but a significant portion of them are descendants of American slavery. Yeah. So today, Birchtown is home to the Black Loyalist Heritage Center, who've welcomed me into their archives, been walking me through this history since 2020. And Graham Nickerson is the historian that I've spent the most time working on this with. He was raised in Shelburne in the 70s and 80s, and then he became a historian. He discovered through the Book of Negroes that he is a Black Loyalist descendant from Virginia. Wow, I was like, oh my God, Graham.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're all family.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, did anyone stay in America? That's right. Okay, so this is your part of the Black Loyalist legacy.
Y'all hear this later. We got to do the audio thing. We got to explain what's happening. One person.
Yeah, you can check in with her later.
There you go.
So their part of the Black Loyalist legacy, it's up for debate. There's like a little bit of a point of contention, but there is one way that the country may have commemorated them. The point of contention is around the War of 1812. It was 20 years after the Black Loyalists left for Sierra Leone. That conflict saw the U.S. and Britain face off again. Enslaved people fight for the British on the promise of freedom again. They escape to Canada again, only this time they're called the Black refugees. Some scholars think that the Americans, possibly incensed by yet another betrayal by the people they'd enslaved, adopted an anthem with a verse that was a direct threat to the Black refugees and the Loyalist example that they'd followed.
I know what you're about to do.
Others say we can't know what the line meant. Maybe the Americans had let the escapes and the fighting for the British and all that go. Everybody say, let it go.
Let it go.
Here's the verse.
I know where you're going.
No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. There's so much more that happened, but for now, that's the story of the Black Loyalists and their revolutionary quest for a promised land.
Incredible.
You can spin a yarn.
Oh my God. That's incredible. Oh
How
my
do y'all feel at the end of that? What are you thinking?
I'm like spent.
There's a lot of information to process. Also, like overwhelmed and like learned something I never would have known before. I'm thankful for you for that alone.
I just want to like the way you have synthesized all of these different things. You were probably in the crates, like just in these archives, and you managed to pull out all of these like. I feel like our ancestors' stories are so exciting. It's so exciting to talk about. And I mean, I have a team that helps me synthesize because, obviously this is originally like 46 pages long.
Yeah.
We can't talk about all that stuff, but it's an incredible history. I'm excited to be able to celebrate it this year and talk about it and tell everyone.
Well, thank you for bringing it to us.
Of course. I'm so happy to be able to do this with you. Semi-quincentennial.
I'm not going to say that word again.
250th.
There you go.
This episode was written, researched, produced, and performed by me, Nichole Hill.
Thank you to my play cousins over at Code Switch. That's B.A. Parker and Gene Demby. If you didn't get enough of their hilarity, you really should be listening to their show. I feel like you're going to love it. If you like this show, you're really, really going to like that one. That's Code Switch on NPR. As always, thank you to my A-team. That's my day one executive producer, Adriana Ambrose, and everyone. We've got a new member of the team. Some call him their favorite author. Others call him a genius. I am very proud to call him a friend. Thank you to executive producer Jason Reynolds. Thank you to Kyle Murdoch for mixing and mastering. Thank you, Martina Abrahams-Elunga, for story editing. Thank you, Chioki Ayensin, for research production and voice talent. And thank you, Aselika Smith, for show art. Shout out to Aaron Jacobs and Dr. Benjamin Talton and the whole team at the Moreland Spingarn Research Center at Howard University. They also have an excellent podcast on the history of Howard called On the Yard. Like and subscribe. Shout out to my Howard volunteers who held me down even though finals were coming up. Thank you, Ava Jackson, Zion Williams, and Marta. Thank you to Shane Lewis for managing the sound on the day of Shane. I'm so sorry that I knocked that cord out right before the show started. I really am very sorry. Thank you for being so chill about it. Thank you to Jim Ambuski for fact-checking. A very special thank you to my guide through all this history, Canada's own Graham Nickerson, Black loyalist scholar and public historian. We are a completely independent show. To learn more about us, you can visit ourancestorsweremessy.com. And before I go, I'll just say, I'm a storyteller by training. I really like this curator title, so I'm a history curator, in part because of quotes like this one from Malcolm X. History is a people's memory.
And that's our show. This episode was produced for Code Switch by Christina Kalla. It was edited by Courtney Stein. I'm B.A. Parker. Hydrate.
This message comes from Schwab. With the new Schwab Teen Investor Account, teens can gain hands-on investing experience and build positive money habits. It's an account co-owned by you and your teen, so you can monitor and engage with the account while your teen learns how to invest and manage money. Learn more at schwab.com.
This message comes from Poshmark. If your fashion wish list lives rent-free in your brain, you need to be on Poshmark. With Poshmark, you're shopping millions of listings from thousands of closets, vintage finds, designer pieces, and everyday staples, all in one place. Search or let the discovery come to you. Poshmark makes it easy to find what you actually want to wear at prices that feel like a quiet win. Download the Poshmark app today and use code NPR when you sign up to get $10 off your first purchase. This message comes from Capella University. That spark you feel? That's your drive for more. Capella University's FlexPath learning format lets you earn your degree at your pace without putting life on pause. Learn more at capella.edu.